What is up, guys? MiniBean75 here, and today I'm back with another episode of Minecraft Creations. This, guys, is going to be my Minecraft maximum security prison. As you can see, it's really big, but I mean, for a maximum security prison, it has to be pretty good size. Basically, the three big gray buildings that you can see here are going to be the cell blocks. The smaller gray building right there is going to be the death row cell block. The building right here with the brown roof is basically going to be the kitchen and the cafeteria. The two small buildings there are going to be the laundry area and the infirmary, and then basically this is the prison yard here, and then this big white building is going to be the administration office. So that's going to be where like all the correctional officers and the warden and everybody work, basically. So they're not really working directly with where the prisoners are. And then we've got seven watchtowers that go all the way around. And then we got basically a big brick wall that's lined with barbed wire, as you can see here. And then on the inside of the prison, there's going to be fencing that's going to be wired with barbed wire as well. So, I mean, there's fencing all over, as you can see. So it looks really authentic, and if you were a real prisoner, you'd have a heck of a time escaping, I would think. And then it was really cool. I used the observer blocks on the city texture pack on the Xbox to make these security cameras. So that looks really cool. Basically, the security cameras line the whole outside on all the corners and where all the watchtowers are. So that looks really sweet. So anyway, let's get into it, guys. First off, we'll go take a look at the administration. We'll walk through the front door. This basically is going to be the front gate. This gate basically just opens up like a normal two-door thing. This right here is going to be the next gate, where this gate is going to slide over like this. And then we can go over here. We'll go through this door first. So I'm not going to show you every room because a lot of them are going to be offices that look pretty similar. So I'll show you the first office. This is going to be your typical office. It's going to be a lot of people just doing paperwork and stuff like that that has to do with keeping the prison running. So most of them are going to have three desks. These rooms are pretty plain, to be honest. I didn't really go too overboard with them. So yeah, I'll show you that one. I'm not going to show you most of the other ones because, like I said, they're already pretty much done with. If we walk into this room here, this is basically going to be the visiting area. That side is where the prisoners are going to come in. This side is where the actual, their loved ones are going to come in. So it's going to be your typical visiting area where you can sit down, talk to them through the glass, all that jazz. We'll go back through here if I can get out the door. And we're actually going to head upstairs because all the rest of these doors are going to be just basically the same type of offices. If we go over here, we'll go all the way around. These are basically going to be the bathrooms. This is going to be the women's bathroom where we've got the stalls like this, and then we've got the sink area there. This over here will be the men's bathroom. Same thing, basically sink, the closed stalls, and then the urinals here. And then if we go over here, through this door is going to be the warden's office. I was going to put a sign out, and then I ended up not getting to it, but this is the warden's office right here. It looks kind of colorful, and I kind of like it. It doesn't look as grim is what I feel like you'd almost think the warden's office would look like. But yeah, here's his desk. He's got a TV there, and then basically just some paintings and a nice rug here. And then if we go over here, this is going to basically be the correctional officers, or the COs. I'll probably end up calling them COs. It's a little bit easier. This is basically going to be their break room. So basically we've got a kitchen area over here, because a lot of these guys, obviously, there needs to be prisoners at the prison all night. So some of these guys are working morning shifts, some are working during the day, some of them are working nights. So they're eating at least probably 2 of their major meals at work. So we've got a nice kitchen area for them here. We've got lockers set up here, a big table basically where they can eat. They've got a pool table. When they get some time, they can sit and play some games. Then we've got a TV with a nice couch. So it's nice. Some of these guys, if they, they're going to get probably, I would say, at least a half hour to an hour lunch break. So it's good for people to be able to get a nice break. It helps keep morale up and stuff like that. So when I was building it, I wanted to look at it as if there were actually going to be really, people working here. So we can go out this door on the other side. That looks basically the same. All those offices in there are going to be similar offices, like I said. In here is going to be the prisoner holding cell when they first get in. So basically, this is just going to be this big, long bench area here. We've got 2 toilets here with no cover because they're prisoners. And then basically another bench area here. So basically, this is where they're going to come in first before they actually get put into their areas. So now we're going to go over to the cell blocks. We'll go over to this first cell block here. Basically, we'll walk through the door. As you guys can see, here's going to be the cells. There's going to be 2 layers of cells. They're all locked up like this. Now, one cool thing that I'm really excited to show you guys, all the cell blocks are lined up with this, so I'll show you guys. Basically, they all have a control room in here. So basically, this is the majority of where at least one guard is always going to be locked in here so that the prisoners don't ever gain access outside of the cell block. But if we flip this switch, if you watch the doors actually all open from the flip of one switch. Now, that's not just the downstairs. It's going to be the upstairs as well. So we flip that switch. Now these doors are open. and these doors are open as well. So I'm really happy with how I did this. This will be something that if you guys want to see me do a how-to video, I will definitely make one, because it took a little bit of trial and error, but I was really happy with how it turned out. So now we're going to head and take a look at the shower. This is basically going to be the shower just for this cell block. You know, your basic shower. It's got the drains, it's pretty dim lights, and basically they just stand here, they shower, and then they go back to their cell when the COs tell them to. So, and then I'll show you what a typical prison cell is going to look like. You walk in, you've got your toilet, you've got your bed, and you've got a desk. And that's it. And they're prisoners. I mean, they really shouldn't have anything else. If we walk up these little stairs here, oh, that somehow disappeared. We'll just skip that for now. If we go up here, basically same thing. All these cells are going to look the exact same. So let me head back down here, and we're going to flip that switch again. And if you guys watch those doors, either on that side or that side, we flip that switch, and they all shut. So that was really cool. I was really happy with how that turned out. When I decided I wanted to make the prison, oh my god, I can't get out of this door. When I decided I wanted to make the prison, one of the things I wanted to do was to have that. Because I like it, but it's annoying if you have to walk up to each individual door and flip the switch and be like, oh, okay, this door's open, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So anyway, let's go take a look at the other prison cell. Oh my god, before I go too far, as you guys can tell, I'm not good with buttons and doors. I don't know why. I've played how many hours of Minecraft, I still can't do buttons and doors. So this prison block is basically going to be the same exact thing as the other one. Same style, everything like that. We can go in here and I can show you. This switch will do the exact same thing. Opens all the doors, shut it, closes all the doors. The cool one is going to be the big cell block, and that was basically just because of the fact that I had to wire it a little bit differently because it just was a different building. So if we go in this one, instead of going in on one of the ends, this one is going to be our big cell block, and that's the doors are basically going to be in the center, and then the cell block's going to look like this instead. But it's all going to do the same exact thing. And this one you can kind of get a cool view because it's going to show you across the hall that all these doors are basically going to open when I flip that switch. As you can see, they all go like that. And then if we flip that switch again, they're all going to close. So, now if we go up here, we'll flip it again so they're open so we can take a look at it. If we open that door, now we can go through and see they're all open. And yeah, it's basically how it's going to be. We've got showers on each end rather than on one end, just because it's quite a bit of a bigger cell block. But yeah, this is what it looks like. I think it looks absolutely awesome. So let's head back outside, and we're going to take a look at the next area. We'll look at the yard next. So basically, here's going to be the prison yard. Pretty basic for the most part. I'm really happy with how this turned out. We've just got some bleachers here so the prisoners can kind of sit and do their thing. Over here, we've got weight benches. I was really happy with how these weight benches turned out. I'm not a big fan of the purple on these. I'm not for sure what these are called off the top of my head. End rods. So yeah, I'm really happy with how the end rods turned out. And then basically using these, using the wooden trapdoors that basically make that fan look, basically made it look like weights. So then we could actually have some pretty awesome looking weight benches. So I'm really happy with that. Over here we've got a couple basketball hoops for the guys that want to play basketball. And yeah, it's just a nice big wide open area that they can sit and do their thing. But I also needed it to be in the middle of the prison because obviously you don't want a prison yard up against an outside wall if at all possible, because I feel like that's a good area where prisoners could escape. So then we can pop into here, and this is basically going to be our cafeteria area. As you can see, pretty basic for the most part. We've just got these bench tables. Over here we've got the serving line. This I thought turned out pretty cool. Basically they walk through here with their tray, they get their food from all these areas, and then they walk over and eat. On this side is where all the workers are going to be, and we've got that little gap here because that's where the food is, and then they're going to scoop it over. So I think it looks really cool. It kind of reminds me of like when you go to like a Subway or something like that, where a restaurant like that where it's got the glass on the one side and then they can actually do whatever on the back side. So that looks really cool. And here's going to be the kitchen area. I guess I forgot to put lights in, but they don't need lights. So yeah, here's going to be the kitchen area. Here's where basically all the dishes are going to be done. All the ovens are going to be right here. A couple big refrigerators. This is where they're going to be like preparing stuff. We got garbage cans here, and then in here is going to basically just be a giant freezer. So yeah. Aside from me forgetting the lights on that, it looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. So then we can head back outside. And the next area we're going to check out both of these two buildings here. This is going to be the infirmary. So these are all these beds that basically the doctors are going to have hurt prisoners and COs basically here. These are just closets that are going to be filled with some supplies. And then on the other side is going to be the laundry area, as you can see. So we've got washers and dryers. and then we've got these bins for clothes, and then these are where they're going to store clothes, basically in these boxes. And this is basically what their job is. There's going to be enough prisoners that they're just going to have to go through and just keep on washing and drying clothes. So next, we're going to take a look at the Death Row cell block. This one it's kind of depressing in one aspect, but it's still kind of cool. In a major, maximum security prison, in my opinion, if you live in obviously if you live in a state that has the death penalty, you're gonna have to have a death row cell block. So basically, we come in here. That's where it's basically our solitary confinement as well. So it's not only gonna be death row inmates, also anybody who's in solitary confinement is gonna be in here. I can't walk inside, basically because the door's only open from the outside. But if you look inside, as you can see, all they have is a toilet and a bed. That's it. Tiny little room. I can break this door so you guys can see. But yeah, tiny little room. This is basically all they have with a closed door. So not much, but they're in solitary confinement. That's kind of what they deserve. Yeah, and then in here is basically going to be anybody who's put on death row. This is where they're going to be put to death. This is going to be the electric chair, just a big wooden chair that's lined basically with electricity. It's going to need two COs at the same exact time to flip the switch at the same time. It's going to cause them to die. This, on the other side, is going to be the observation room. So basically, any family members or anybody who wants to see the death take place is going to go in there. One of those things that it's kind of depressing, I would say. Oh, did I not put the... Oh, there we go. Okay, I was going to say. I was like, okay. So, yeah, it's kind of depressing, but not much you can do. It is the world we live in. We can pop over to this side, and we can take a look at the observation room from this side. So, yeah, this is basically where you'd sit and watch the person get put to death. So, anyway, on a higher note, let's go back outside, if I can get outside. But, yeah, I think it looks awesome. I'm really happy with how it turned out, especially with, like, the fencing and the spider webs as the barbed wire. Like, when you're off in the distance, I think it just looks really, really cool. If we go into one of the observation towers here where the guards are going to be, this is basically going to be their little area that they're going to guard with, like, sniper rifles and whatnot. Basically, they can just walk around this edge area somewhat. It looks cooler than it is functional at points. But, yeah, basically, here's where they're just going to sit and watch. Yeah, so now I'll just go around and I'll show you guys basically just a big aerial view of the entire prison. You guys have pretty much seen everything. But yeah, this is what it looks like. I think it looks awesome. It's pretty symmetrical for the most part, aside from I think that end and this end. They're a little bit different because the buildings are a little bit different. But yeah, it looks really, really cool. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm really curious to know what you guys think. Definitely let me down in the comments what you guys think of the prison. In my opinion, at least from what I've seen, I think this is most definitely one of the better prisons on YouTube. Just because it's a big maximum security prison. There's multiple cell blocks. My favorite part, though, is by far where you can flip that switch and all those doors either close or open. That's really, really cool to me. And yeah, so let me know down below, guys, what you guys think. And as always, guys, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you hit that like button down below. You have no idea how much that helps me out. If you want to see some exclusive time lapses and other exclusive content, guys, make sure you head down in the description to my Patreon account. For literally as low as $1 a month, you guys will get to see some awesome exclusive content that only the folks that help support me are going to get to see. And then if you want to take a look at my online store, that link is also going to be in the description. You can get yourself some awesome Mini Bean 75 merchandise for a pretty low price. And as always, guys, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.